What's up, trainers? Welcome back to PokePlay Lab_DBSHQ, the lab where elite Pokemon TCG strategy, high-voltage deck tech, and competitive gameplay all come to life. Today we're tapping straight into the power grid with a brand new master deck build featuring Luxray X and Mega Manectric X, a shockingly strong duo that's tearing through the current meta. The synergy? Insane. The tempo? Unmatched. The pressure? Non-stop. If you're climbing the ladder, grinding locals, or just looking to upgrade your arsenal, this deck is pure electricity. And hey, if you've got your own YouTube channel, drop your link in the comments. I'm always down to support fellow creators, and I love seeing what this community is building. Make sure you hit the community tab to vote in the newest image poll and check the announcements playlist for tournament news, raffles, and giveaways. Want to support the channel? You can hit the Cash App link on our page. Every spark of support helps keep the content flowing and the experiments going strong. Alright trainers, buckle up. It's time to unleash the voltage with Luxray X and Mega Manectric X. Stay sharp, stay charged, and as always, keep playing. Alright trainers, let's kick things off with our Pokemon lineup. We're running 4 copies of Shinx, a basic lightning-type Pokemon with 60 HP and 2 solid attacks. First, Curiosity for 1 colorless energy, letting you peek at your opponent's hand, perfect for early game information and planning your next move. Then we've got Static Shock, costing 2 lightning energy and hitting for 30 damage, simple, but effective when you need quick pressure. We're maxing out at 4 Shinx because we want to evolve into Luxray X as fast and as consistently as possible. Shinx comes with a ×2 weakness to fighting and a 1 energy retreat cost, so keep that in mind when positioning your board early game. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Luxio, a lightning-type Pokemon that evolves from Shinx. Luxio comes in with 90 HP and 1 strong attack, Big Bite. Big Bite costs 2 lightning energy, hits for 60 damage, and applies a really annoying effect. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. That pressure keeps your opponent stuck and sets you up for big plays when you evolve into Luxray X. Luxio also has a ×2 weakness to fighting and a 1 energy retreat cost. So be mindful of matchups as you develop your board. Now let's talk about our main attacker. We're running 3 copies of Luxray X, a powerful lightning-type Stage 2 Pokemon evolving from Luxio. Luxray X hits the field with a massive 310 HP and 2 absolutely disruptive attacks. First up is Piercing Gaze. For 2 colorless energy, it deals 120 damage, and then your opponent has to reveal their hand, letting you discard any card you find there. This is huge because it lets you rip away key pieces, whether it's a supporter, an energy, or a future attacker, completely throwing off your opponent's game plan. Next is Volt Strike. For 2 lightning energy, this attack blasts for 250 damage, one-shotting a ton of key threats in the format. You do have to discard all energy from Luxray X afterward, but that's totally fine, because this deck runs plenty of cards that help us recycle and reload our energy right back to the hand or deck. Luxray X also comes with a ×2 weakness to fighting and a 1 energy retreat cost. So keep those matchups in mind when setting up your board. Next, we're running 2 copies of Miraidon X, a basic lightning-type Pokemon with 220 HP, 1 powerful ability, and 1 solid attack. Its ability, Tandem Unit, is incredible for setup. Once during your turn, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them directly onto your bench, then shuffle. This ability is insanely good for speeding up your board, grabbing your Shinx, and making sure your evolutions hit the field fast and consistently. Miraidon X's attack, Photon Blaster, costs 2 lightning energy and 1 colorless, and swings for strong damage, but the drawback is that Miraidon X can't attack during your next turn. Still, it's a great early or mid-game pressure option when you need extra damage on board. Miraidon X also has a ×2 weakness to fighting and a 1 energy retreat cost, so position it carefully depending on the matchup. Next, we're running 4 copies of Electrike, a basic lightning-type Pokemon with 70 HP and 1 straightforward attack. Thunder Jolt hits for 30 damage, but keep in mind it also deals 10 damage to Electrike itself. It's simple early game chip damage, mainly here to help us evolve quickly into Mega Manectric X later on. Electrike also has a ×2 weakness to fighting and a 1 energy retreat cost, so treat it as a setup Pokemon rather than a frontline attacker. Next, we're running 3 copies of Manectric, our Stage 1 lightning-type Pokemon evolving from Electrike. Manectric comes in with 120 HP and 2 useful attacks. Zap Kick costs 1 colorless energy and deals 30 damage, a simple, efficient early game attack. Flash Impact costs 1 lightning and 1 colorless energy, hitting for a strong 120 damage. The downside is that it also deals 40 damage to one of your own benched Pokémon, and remember, weakness and resistance don't apply to bench damage. Next, we're running 3 copies of Mega Manectric EX, a powerhouse lightning-type Pokémon evolving from Electrike. And the Mega evolved form of Manectric. Mega Manectric EX comes in with a massive 330 HP and brings 2 extremely strong attacks to the table. First up is Flash Ray. For 2 lightning energy, it deals 120 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, all damage from basic Pokémon is prevented. This is huge, because so many strong attackers in the meta are basic EX Pokémon. Flash Ray lets you chip away safely, stall out your opponent's game plan, and force them into awkward plays or evolve when they're not ready. Next is Riotous Blasting. For 3 lightning energy, it hits for 200 damage, and you may discard all energy from Mega Manectric X to deal an additional 130 damage. That means this attack can reach a massive 330 damage, giving you enough power to knock out nearly anything in the game when you need a finishing blow. Mega Manectric EX also comes with a ×2 weakness to fighting. But the upside is huge, it has 0 retreat cost. That means if Mega Manectric EX is getting low on HP, you can freely switch it out, heal it up, and bring it right back into the fight when the time is right. Now let's move on to our supporter cards, starting with 3 copies of Dawn. What Dawn does: search your deck for 1 basic Pokémon, 1 Stage 1 Pokémon, and 1 Stage 2 Pokémon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. For this deck, Dawn is perfect for quickly grabbing Electrike and Manectric. Getting our Mega Manectric EX setup ready for massive damage. It's efficient, simple, and gets the job done every game, making it a solid inclusion in the deck. Next, we have 2 copies of Wally's Compassion. I was torn between using Penny or Wally, but for this deck, we're trying something new with Wally, and it's a perfect fit. What it does: heal all damage from one of your Mega Evolution Pokémon X. If you healed any damage this way, return all energy attached to that Pokémon to your hand. This is huge in a pinch. Imagine your Mega Manectric EX is about to be knocked out. With Wally's Compassion, you can fully heal it in a single turn and even recover all the energy you had attached. Never forget, if you lose a Mega Pokémon, your opponent takes 3 prize cards. Healing one that's about to be knocked out is a smart, game-saving move, and Wally's Compassion makes it happen. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Boss's Orders. This card lets you switch in one of your opponent's benched Pokémon into the active spot, which can be a total game changer. The key here is timing. Only play Boss's Orders when you know you can knock out the Pokémon right away. Whether it's to finish off a damaged threat or pick off a weaker target for a quick prize card. It's all about setting up that decisive play. That's why I run 3 copies. It can turn the game in your favor instantly. Use it wisely. Next, we're running 3 copies of Rourke. This supporter card lets you draw 2 cards, then grab a basic energy from your discard pile and add it to your hand. It's a solid card for hand control and energy recovery, giving you just what you need to keep your strategy going, especially in longer matches where energy can get tight. Next, we have 2 copies of Clement's Quick Wit. This card heals 60 damage from each of your lightning-type Pokémon. It's a must-have because that heal can keep your board alive for an extra turn. And remember, it doesn't just heal one Pokémon, every lightning Pokémon you have gets that 60-point heal, which is incredibly helpful. Next, we have 3 copies of Levincia, our stadium card. Once during each player's turn, that player can take up to 2 basic lightning energy from their discard pile and add them to their hand. This stadium is one of the key cards in the deck because our 2 main attackers discard lightning energy often, so we need Levincia to bring that energy back and keep our attacks going. Now let's move on to our item cards, starting with 2 copies of Sacred Ash. This card lets you shuffle up to 5 Pokémon from your discard pile back into your deck. Why it matters: if your opponent uses Xerozic's Machinations or any other effect that discards your Pokémon. Sacred Ash lets you recover up to 5 important Pokémon and put them right back into your deck. This keeps your strategy intact and helps maintain consistency, even against heavy disruption. Sacred Ash is a key card for keeping your momentum strong and making sure your deck stays running at full power. Next, we have 4 copies of Electric Generator, one of the most important cards in the deck. This item lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and attach up to 2 basic lightning energy you find there to your benched lightning Pokémon in any way you like, then shuffle the rest back into your deck. It's the fastest and most reliable way to power up our bench and get our attackers set up early. Next, we have 1 copy of Prime Catcher. This card lets you switch one of your opponent's benched Pokémon into the active spot, and if you do, you also switch your active Pokémon with one from your bench. It's a powerful gust effect that gives you control over the board and helps you pick the right target at the right time. Next, we're running 14 Lightning Energy to keep our Mega Pokemon powered up and swinging every single turn. And that wraps up our Master Deck build featuring Luxray X and Mega Manectric X. If you enjoyed the breakdown or found it helpful, smash that like button. Subscribe for more high-level Pokemon TCG Master Deck builds. Drop a comment with your favorite combos or what you want to see next. Until next time, keep training, keep battling, and I'll see you in the next video.